I think I'll start with the problem that Shikshalokam platform is trying to solve. As you all aware, Shikshalokam is a societal platform, and I need not explain the construct of the societal platform uh, because people, uh, you all know what it is, right? So the main problem that we are trying to solve is we are trying to reimagine how leaders in our education system can learn and transform the system, the processes, people, everything. So that is a problem that we are trying to solve. How we are trying to do this? By enabling and amplifying leaders, uh, other participants, and other players in the ecosystem with the help of this digital infrastructure that we are trying to put together. And coming to my role, I am a chief architect of this particular platform. That said, I also play other roles with respect to working with the partners, understanding their needs, and I also participate in the co-creation of the programs, which will immensely help us in designing the platform in a way the end users can use it effectively. The fundamental construct, or I would say, for any societal platform, the key pillar is learning and collaboration, right? So that's the only way that we can amplify the knowledge. That's the only way that we can share and then bring about the change at a scale. So when we were looking for a proper learning solution, which is, like I said, it's a fundamental pillar for any societal platform. Sunbird obviously fits in the scheme of things that we are deciding, primarily because it is not about the learning functionality that Sunbird is offering us. It's about that architecture. It's about the construct of the societal platform, how it was baked into the entire architecture, and the the thinking, the new thinking of creating digital infrastructure, which can further be leveraged and then used to build the solutions on top of it. So the way we looked at Sunbird was more like, hey, here is a platform, digital infrastructure that is made available to you. And by the way, this is how you build your services on top of it. Here is an example service, which is learning, right? Like I mentioned, learning is a key pillar in any societal platform. It was a no-brainer for us. So we just went ahead and then embraced Sunbird. Sunbird can be looked at from two, three different angles, right? As an end user, as a non-technical person, I can look at Sunbird as a software that allows me to deliver learning solutions to my ecosystem, which is what Sunbird is, end of the day, right? That's a feature that is available. That is from the non-technical user perspective. From a technical user perspective, if you look at it, I would talk about from the layered architecture and the microservices-driven architecture, um, which allows a technology person like me look at it and then say, hey, I need not architect, or I did not break my head when it comes to the designing for scale, right? Any solutions and all that stuff. All I have to do is make sure the stack is used in an effective manner and then build solutions on top of it. In fact, we have done it. We have extended the Sunbird to create our own solutions around the learning management that Sunbird offers. And to name a couple of them, we built an assessment solution which we call Samiksha in the similar architecture guidelines that were laid out by the Sunbird, right? So all we have to do is focus on our feature and then develop the feature. That's about it. The entire architectural construct, whether my service will scale, all those headaches were taken care in the sense Sunbird platform helped us leverage what that they have built and then given it to us. Right? All we have to do is build our microservice and then plug it into the platform. So that kind of really helped us focus on the features of the services and solutions that we are developing rather than worried about whether the system will scale, whether it will work, you know, in a reasonably uh, acceptable performance levels and all that stuff. Those headaches were taken care by Sunbird platform architecture itself. So that's one of the main reasons. As a technical person, if I look at it, that is what I look at it beyond learning solutions that it is offering out of the box. So we built a couple of services. One is one we call it as Samiksha, which is an assessment service. And the second service that we built is micro improvement projects to help our school leaders execute these small and micro improvement projects and then track them so that they can move towards, they can gauge their, the, the journey on the platform and the progress that they are making to their entities, be it the school, be it the cluster, block, etc. So these are the two services that we have developed on top of Sunbird. Without going into too much technical here, uh, Sunbird laid out an environment where it is very conducive to deploy microservices. So microservices, like most of us know, is the modern architectural construct. Many complex applications adopted, of late. And in a societal platform design and development, um, it makes even more sense because of the complex features that we'll be developing, and not only the feature, each feature, every feature will have to interact with another at some point in time. Like for example, if I can take an example here, how microservices architecture has benefited Shiksha Lokam. So like I mentioned before, we are using Sunbird's microservice, which is a learning microservice, which was offered as part of the platform. And then we built two other microservices, assessment microservice and improvement projects microservice. In our world, everything is a program, right? A intervention can consist of one or two learning solutions, meaning courses and resources, one or two assessment solutions, and maybe three or four improvement projects. So what I'm trying to say is, because of the microservices based architecture, and they're all loosely coupled, right? So we can bring them together into a construct called program and then make them interact with each other, right? So this is something that is the biggest advantage that we have extracted from this platform architecture. And then today, we can actually see any of our platform users interactions across microservices in a single view. So that's exactly how microservices can be orchestrated, and then we can couple them very loosely, um, which is exactly what they're supposed to be doing, right? They can work in a standalone manner, like learning solution, like an assessment solution. But if you have to bring them together, they can also work with each other by sharing the data and then providing that much needed unified view. We will take a very simple example, right? So as a motivated and then self-motivated headmaster, uh, on Shiksha Lokam platform, I would look at it and then say, okay, let me assess my school and then figure out where I stand against the rubric and well-published assessment frameworks like Shala Siddhi and or a modified frameworks by other people who are operating in this particular space. Let's assume for this example's sake, as a motivated HM, um, I take this Shala Siddhi assessment, embrace the Shala Siddhi framework, and then assess my school on various criteria that the Shala Siddhi prescribes, guides me to look at. Once I do the assessment is throwing out various criteria saying that when it comes to playgrounds, uh, I am level one being low, and then level four being very high. And then when it comes to, let's say, teaching and learning, I might be level four. And when it comes to the library, labs, and other facilities, let's say I'm level two. So as a leader, I know where to improve straight away, right? So I have to focus more on my playground and extracurricular activities and facilities. I have to focus on these additional facilities like labs and libraries, where I've been, the Shala Siddhi framework, gave me a result saying that these are the areas that I have to focus. So by looking at that result, by using Samiksha uh, uh, tool or a feature in the platform, uh, I might narrow down on saying that, okay, this quarter, I'm going to work on improving my library. Okay. Just imagine that I don't even have a library in my school, right, to start with. So I don't even know where to start. What does it take to set up a library, let's say for primary school children? For that, I need to find some resources which will help me to understand how to set up a library for primary school children. There comes the learning solution into the play, which is, like I said, given by Sunbird platform. I can go look for relevant learning solutions and then saying that how do I set up a library? What does it mean? What does it take to do it? Once I understand what it takes to set up a library, I'll go back and then say, okay, this is the micro improvement that I'm going to sign up for this particular quarter. That is to set up a library in my school for primary children. So then I go to the Unnati, which Shiksha Lokam platform offers. Unnati is nothing but the improvement project feature. I'll go look for a project template. For example, to set up a library, you might have to do 5 things, right? Identify space, identify racks, how to collect books, etc., etc. It's basically a very typical project planning kind of a tool. So, but I may not know as a headmaster what it takes and how systematically I should work to set up a library, let's say in 3 months' time. So for that, via Unnati, all these templates can be made available, right? So I can go look for the library setup template, pick up an appropriate template that might be available. The platform might show multiple templates. Pick up the appropriate template, and then start making it my own, and then start tracking the progress of setting up the library, right? So typically any intervention, the example that I had given is a very simple example. A quarter later, if I want, I can do one more assessment of my school and then see if I have made the progress, right? That is how I understand where I stand, that is observe, and then assess, learn, and then improve. So that cycle continues, and then we expect these micro improvement projects will help, and not only the school, also motivate the school leaders because they're actually seeing the results, and then move forward in using all these features and that are being made available by Shiksha Lokam as microservices. So that's exactly, uh, you know, if I can give an example, that's an example. Being true to the societal platform architectural construct, and then also borrowing how learning solution was built by Sunbird platform, on Sunbird platform, we built the underlying infrastructure, digital infrastructure, so that people can build these assessment solutions on top of it. Like I mentioned, I gave you an example of Shala Siddhi. Shala Siddhi is a framework using which you can build a Shala Siddhi solution, leveraging the digital infrastructure that we have built, right? So we keep hearing uh, uh, from Dr. Pramod Verma and Sanjay Purohit about how it is very important to unbundle and then create the infrastructure and not the solution itself, right? So that's the, from that angle, yes, we haven't built a assessment solution, we built assessment infrastructure. That is true statement, using which Any school leader can build their assessment solutions which meets their needs. It's like, if I can give you an analogy here, Google Forms. Google Forms is giving you an infrastructure to create a survey. It doesn't tell you your form will always have what is your name, what is your email address, and what is your age. You can type any question that you want, any type of question that you want, and then create your own survey, right? So it's the same analogy that applies here. You can bring in any framework that you want. Using that framework, the framework gives you the guideline. Using the digital infrastructure that we have built on top of it in the form of microservice, you can bring life to that solution, that particular framework, using the guidelines on the platform, and then use it at scale. And not only use it at scale, the solution that you have built can be um, used by somebody else, which again is a fundamental requirement of a societal platform, um, to amplify, right? So those are the that's from that angle. Yes, right. We haven't built the solution. We have built digital infrastructure to create solutions, both Unnati as well as Samiksha. Okay, I think it is better explained with an with the help of an interaction that I have had uh, with Punjab state officials, right? So Punjab is actually quite um, advanced in the sense in terms of using and leveraging the technology to whatever, collecting the data and then running their school system, right, education system. So when they were evaluating the platform, when they were thinking of whether to come onto the Shiksha Lokam platform, whether it will meet their needs and stuff like that, one of the basic questions that they had was, we've shown them one assessment solution, one observation, even simpler one, right? Something almost like a survey, you can say, saying that we understood what they were looking for. It was a 2-day meeting. Day one, we understood. And then day two, we put together a very simple observation solution and then showed it to them in the app. They were quite happy. He said, yeah, this is nice. Yeah, we need some more changes in this. That's not a problem. So that can be taken care of. Then they said, okay, this app is good. This solution, they are not still talking solution, right? They are thinking the app has been built with that pre-baked solution for them because that is what they see all along. For every solution, it's a different app for them. Then one of the officials asked, Bachi, but we have 2-3 more different types of questionnaires that we would like to use when our officers go to the field and then collect the data when they're talking to school leaders. We have to ask those questions. So that means you have to build multiple apps for us. Then I told him, sir, no, it is the same app. He just refused to believe it. He said, no, how can it be same app? Because it's a different questionnaire. My questions are very different. It's like there are only 10 questions. There I have 15 questions which are totally different. I said, sir, if it is 15 questions or 100 questions or 200 questionnaires, the app remains the same. Then he said, no, I can't. How can it be? Will it work? Then we quickly developed one more solution using the infrastructure, if you will, the digital infrastructure, and then showed it on the same app. That's it. I think that after that they said, we are going back. When are you onboarding us? Because we have at least 10 such solutions. Then they started talking solutions, not apps anymore. Okay. I think to that, I mean, that in my mind is the biggest thing a platform thinking and digital infrastructure building will do, not just to the society, even for any business, right, for that matter. So if we had built a solution, one Shala Siddhi solution, my app would be called maybe Shala Siddhi app or Samiksha Shala Siddhi or something like that. But we are able to call it Samiksha, and then we are saying that you build solutions on top of it because of the separation of the infrastructure versus solution thinking. Today we are able to, people are seeing the value, right? Nobody wants to use 100 apps for every solution. So that is exactly what people are offering these days. They had been offered so far, but when they understood the platform thinking, I can very clearly see that they are embracing it more and more. Punjabi is a great example for us. Anyone who has access to Shiksha Lokam platform can use Samiksha on Shiksha Lokam straight away. And if anybody wants to set it up on their own, they can actually set up Samiksha on top of Sunbird. Okay, and then make it their own and then use it in their instance. Like for example, the microservice Samiksha that we have built on top of Sunbird platform is open source, by the way. All the software that we are building on Shiksha Lokam platform is open source and MIT license, right? So anybody can access the source code, modify it, and make it their own, and then go ahead and then implement it. So due to that nature, and also the way that we have architected our microservices to play well with the Sunbird platform, because we're leveraging all the infrastructure that Sunbird platform has offered to us. Samiksha is being ported. Ported may not be a right word. We are contributing back to Sunbird ecosystem. Samiksha, the assessment microservice, to Sunbird ecosystem. So that way, yes, it can be used. I guess people who have Sunbird implementations, they can use the same microservice. They can install it, set it up. They can anybody can use Samiksha on Shiksha Lokam platform if you have access to the platform, or take it, install it on your own servers, and then use it. Unnati is another microservice. It is just that it has a different purpose. Its purpose is to help track projects that our leaders are doing, so that they can measure their improvements. So it's architecturally, it is same. Again, the fundamental construct of breaking it down, unbundling it, and then offer the digital infrastructure to create any project that you want. How many other tasks that you want. That's the kind of an infrastructure that we have built. We haven't yet opened it for open registration. But the process is very simple. So reach out to us. As a school leader, as an individual, you can come onto the platform. As an entity, as a state entity, you can come onto the platform. Or as a CSO who is working in the education leadership space can come onto the platform. It is basically a simple request to be onboarded, and then once you are onboarded, you can start using all the features that are available. It might sound a little boring for a technical person, but not really. It's quite exciting because of bouquet of technologies that have brought together open source technologies, open source products. It's amazing. It definitely, if I can use the phrase, it blew my mind when I first looked at it, right? But once you start looking into the platform and how well that they have been put together, you'll start appreciating it, and then usually you'll fall in love with it. So the initial challenge probably technically would be, it can be very intimidating, if I can use the word, because of tech stack that you see the Sunbird uses. I think it's pretty much everything under the sun is out there, right? So it can be intimidating, but I think uh, once you start getting involved in the development and then start using the platform and then start seeing how each of these technologies are interacting with each other, you definitely appreciate, and like I said, you will eventually fall in love with it. That can be one challenge, right? The biggest challenge that I have personally faced was uh, reorienting my thinking from a solution and a product development mindset to um, platform development mindset, um, which is actually quite difficult because you've been there, done that for 20 plus years, and then suddenly you have to think different. So that can be a little challenging. At least this is a societal platform challenge that I'm talking about. But I think once you again start understanding the benefits of unbundling and then thinking infrastructure development rather than a solution or a product development, um, it becomes it starts making sense um, suddenly to the team and to you, because convincing the team and then making them think um, in this fashion can be a little challenging. And of course, societal problems are big and huge and complex problems. Um, there is no single way of solving it, which everybody knows. And from that angle, one looks at it, um, designing a, because first you have to think solution when you are designing something, and then you have to come back to your drawing board and then unbundle that solution, right? That switching thinking between understanding solution, coming back and unbundling it, and then building the infrastructure, um, which I found a little bit challenging in the beginning, because the solution imaginations changes from one CSO to another CSO, from one state to another state. But I think we got a um, you know hang of it now. Uh, this is all societal platform challenges that I'm talking about. Sunbird is a complex platform, right? So let us not discount that, both architecturally and also technically too. Uh, but obviously, the skills that you are asking is now, what does it take to build solutions on top of Sunbird platform, right? And that kind of solutions, not the end user solutions building on top of some Shiksha Lokam or something like that. You're talking really technical skill set. So first and foremost, you would definitely need, you know, uh, somebody who is good in DevOps and then understands multiple technologies. Okay, which is absolutely must if you want to set up Sunbird system. One need to have that skill in place, right? I'm using the very broad term DevOps here because if I start listing out everything, it will take a lot of time. Obviously, you need good knowledge of Dockerization and networking and various products that are being used. Typically, you find all these things in the DevOps, skill, right? That the DevOps engineers. That is a must-have skill. If you are setting up Sunbird, definitely have at least one DevOps engineer with you, right? That's number one. And then to build features, microservices on top of it. One of the biggest advantages of the microservices, it doesn't prescribe to use any specific technology. Okay, you can straight away leverage if you have any in-house skills and capabilities, and then if the technology can meet the scale and the needs that you have, by all means, go ahead and then develop stuff using that technology. Just Dockerize it, containerize it, and then you're all set. You don't even have to worry about other technologies that are out there. That is one of the biggest advantages of microservices, right? But I would suggest, again, to be, um, uh, you know, in in line with the modern architecture and technologies that are being used, go with any JavaScript based and like Node.js or whatever it is for your microservices development. Or if you are looking for even more robust and more intensive kind of a deep services development, obviously Java and Scala is always there. But that's up to the architect and also up to the kind of a functionality that they're trying to develop and stuff like that. So you definitely need that core development skill that you need, whatever that might be. It could be Node.js, it could be Python, it could be Golang, Java, doesn't really matter. That skill is very developer skill, right? That we can say. And the third skill that I would probably suggest that people to start thinking, if not from day one, maybe 6 months down the line, once your platform is being used and leveraged by people, right? Think of analytics, because the main characteristic of any good platform is interactions. So once you are capturing these interactions, you want to make sense out of them. To make sense out of them, you should have the skill to, derive insights out of the data that the platform is generating. So these are the three core skill sets that I recommend for anybody who is adopting Sunbird to start with. And then, of course, the numbers can grow depending on the features that you are developing and the budget that you have. The numbers can grow. We are a team of 15 people, including support. Yeah, I mean, our journey with Sunbird had been for the last 2 years.
So my last question, Bati, to you is, if you had to do things again today, would you take the same approach? Would you look at it differently?
I would take the same approach, but obviously hindsight bias is always there. There are learnings. I would do it slightly differently, but the approach won't change because if you are building a societal platform, for me, like I said, I used this phrase before, it's a no-brainer to go with Sunbird architecture. No doubts about it, right? But I would do probably things slightly differently, a little bit more efficiently. It changes, but the process of doing it would be exactly the same. With that experience only, I am able to tell you these are the 3 types of skill sets that you need, to get started with Sunbird, so that your life will become easier. The single, I can't single out one thing, but let me talk about the data here. Okay. The entire infrastructure, the entire telemetry infrastructure, and the interactions data, the design of the interactions has greatly reduced our own telemetry design, right? Because there was so much thought that was put in engineering the telemetry into learning service, the microservice. And not only the learning microservice, the telemetry is being used by Sunbird even to monitor the systems, right? Errors are trapped and API calls are recorded. It was used beautifully. So while we have built our services, the Samiksha and Unnati service in last 1 year or so, we haven't really engineered the telemetry into them. So we just started bringing in the telemetry into our services a month back. That's when we had this opportunity to look into the telemetry design of Sunbird. And then again, we looked at it and said, Do we have to reinvent this wheel? Absolutely not. Just use the telemetry infrastructure that somebody is offering to us and then engineer our own telemetry messages, right? And obviously the data, all those things that get captured would be very, very relevant to the service that where we are going to inject telemetry. But the big takeaways for us was um, how best that we can use telemetry to actually monitor the services and you know uh, and the user behavior in real time was a big learning. And we are um, uh, today one of our biggest um selling points, if I can use that phrase, to our partners and ecosystem is the dashboards that we are able to provide based on the telemetry data that Sunbird is generating, right? Um, and people are actually seeing it, right? Uh, so Andhra State has come back and then said, "Hey, can you show us this data?" And then we were able to show it straight away. We are not, and which was like seriously um, a big thing for them. Same thing with Punjab, Delhi, all these state governments. So data has made a huge impact. The ability to show the data, ability to show that actually learning took place, ability to show that actually people are using it was a big big win for us. And again, the telemetry played a very crucial part. The out-of-the-box telemetry that I'm talking about. And we plan to extend that to capture similar user behavioral data on our microservices also this quarter. Actually, we plan to roll it out this quarter. I don't know, but I do know that uh, we are going to build a whole lot of things, right? Um, so one of the immediate things that is um, right now on our plate in the design space is, which I spoke to you about the program sometime back. Um, we are working on creating that program infrastructure at this point in time, which is more like a collection, if you will, collection of solutions. Um, so that is the design that we are working through, because it's just not about bringing all these solutions together. Each of the solution will have its own characteristics, right? Its own users, its own timeline, its own interactions and stats and reports and all that kind of good stuff. So that is what is there in the cards. We expect in next 6 months we'll be able to roll out the beta version of the program to our users, and then actually start seeing things at the programmatic level. Basically, nothing. These programs are nothing but interventions, right? So one can start effectively measuring the intervention if we can put all these things together and then show them under one program. So, and not only that, um, I might decide to do a program on a regular basis. Like, let's say I want to do the school assessment on a yearly basis, and I want to track the progress. Last year, I did the assessment, and then in these 10 criteria, these are the levels that I've got. And then I'm doing it next year. How am I looking, right? So did I make any progress at the criteria level after doing improvement projects, et cetera, et cetera. So the program concept is something that is very exciting. And, we are currently brainstorming on how best that we can unbundle and then make it into the platform.